Good evening. Parts of the city are tonight in lockdown after a large blaze broke out at the Barangaroo construction site. The flames spread quickly, forcing the closure of nearby buildings and roads and causing chaos for peak hour traffic. We have reporters across the city covering this unfolding emergency tonight. We begin our coverage with Gabrielle Boyle.
An inferno turning Sydney's blue skies grey. Thick plumes of smoke billowing from the Barangaroo construction site blanketing the city. The fire broke out in the basement, 2 levels underground. On top of that slab, a 100-metre tall crane threatening to collapse at any moment. Firefighters battled from above, alongside, below, even using a tugboat for access. The heat so intense, firefighters could only stand a few minutes before being forced to retreat.
It's extremely hot. This is a fire in a basement. Any firefighter knows that basement fires are our worst nightmare.
The smoke billowing out of that particular area is so intense that no one can get down there at this point in time.
Hundreds of workers gathered nearby, watching on as the flames leapt 15 metres into the air and wondering whether anyone was inside.
We are currently doing a detailed roll call on the site and we'll have that for you this afternoon.
They're pretty upset. They're pretty devastated.
Evacuation warnings rang out as thousands of office workers from surrounding high-rises spilled onto the streets.
Suddenly all the alarms went off, fire brigade run up and down, ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Lasers were directed at the crane. If it began to collapse, they would trigger an alarm, warning fire crews to evacuate. The Western distributor forced to close just before peak hour.
That crane has been exposed to an amount of heat. The engineers have informed us that if it was to continue to be exposed to heat, there could be a risk of the crane collapsing.
The traffic gridlock stretching for kilometres, expected to last well into the evening. With noxious smoke hanging heavy, health authorities are warning the elderly, the very young and anyone with respiratory conditions to remain indoors.
Let's go live now to Gabrielle Boyle. Gabby, there are serious concerns about that crane. What's the latest?
Absolutely, Pete. Well, the fire has been contained, but it is still burning. The primary concern continues to be the crane itself. Of course, it's resting on a cement slab, which is over the fire area. Landlease tell us that later on tonight, they will try and bring that crane down. Whether they can do that and contain the fire in the next few hours, that remains to be seen. Out here in Sydney's CBD, it's like a bit of a ghost town in this area. A thick, dark smoke continues to hang over the city itself, and there's no cars or commuters going anywhere anytime soon, Pete.
All right, Gabby, thank you. I want to go to Lizzie Pearl now. She's in the 9 News helicopter above the scene. Lizzie, how are the city streets looking?
Well, Pete, it's not a very pretty sight above the city tity. That vision you can see on your screen at the moment, that is the Anzac Bridge, and you can see cars pretty much crawling along there tonight. Very heavy city-bound indeed. The city-bound approaches, the Harbour Bridge and the Harbour Tunnel, are also experiencing significant delays tonight with cars backed up for kilometres. Now, cars which are in and around the city, the drivers there are also facing a battle tonight. It's very slow going indeed in and around the CBD, and around Darling Harbour is also experiencing a number of problems. Now, this is all because of the closure of the Western Distributor, which is the roadway which runs right alongside the Barangaroo site. The delays are expected to get worse as we head into the evening, and there's no indication yet, Pete, of when the Western Distributor will reopen and traffic can start to ease again, Pete.
Lizzie, thank you. As soon as we get some information on that, of course, we'll bring it straight to you.